Hi, this is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments, and I am bringing you another project recipe today. This is for a collection called Sunrays for Days. This just came out this year, and so it is pretty new, although it's not our newest collection. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you how to do this project recipe. And just to review the collection really quick, let me just show you all the wonderful things that you can get. I know this is a lot. Let me go ahead and zoom back out if I can get my. All right, here's the whole collection. Sorry about that, minor technical difficulties. So what we have here is we have the designer paper pack right here, which is, these are all the different sides of the paper. And you get these 3 sheets of stickers, which are awesome. And you get all of these. This is if you buy the whole collection. Then you get these laser cut borders, which, as you can see, are double-sided. They're all double-sided, so you get a slight variation in color on the back if you choose to use something slightly different. You also get these cute little titles, or this cute little title that says summer. It is not double-sided. And then you get this cute cornhole game, which is double-sided, which is cool. And then also the mats, which are super cute. Sweet treats to beat the heat, summer lovin', nighttime wonders, enjoy the summer. You get all kinds of journal boxes and really cute additions that you can make. And then this is the larger size mat, perfect for putting underneath photos and other things. So you can mat a mat, you can mat a picture, you can just do all kinds of things with these. So I'm just going to set some of this aside so that we can pick some papers and get started on this cute project recipe layout that we're going to do. So here's those cute watermelons. Give me just a second here. This collection has such bright, vibrant colors. I just love it. It's perfect for summer and everything that you would want to do. All right, so here are our main papers. You should know that there is an additional paper collection with this collection. It matches all of the colors perfectly, of course, and this is Fast to Fab inspired, so that means that these will be perfect for you to build your layouts right onto, and there's already some design there, so you don't have to worry as much about adding more paper to it, which is always nice. So that is also an option, but since we're doing the project recipe today, I'm not going to worry about that quite so much. All right, so bear with me here. I'm just going to select some papers. So this project recipe is built on cardstock, and it asks us to go ahead and build it on some blue cardstock, which I have right here, and then you can see it matches perfectly. I love that. And I just need one more piece because apparently I didn't realize I only had one piece left in that pack. So give me just a second here. I'm going to open another package and grab one more sheet. And then if you're going to build this layout directly on a page, because you already have your photos chosen and ready to go, then you might want to consider not building it onto cardstock. The cardstock is going to add weight to your page. Some people don't like to do too much of that because then it, when you do an album that is full of 40 pages, and every single one has cardstock plus layered papers on top of it plus photos, that album is going to get really heavy really fast. So I just always recommend that if you can avoid wallpapering with cardstock, do it. But I'm going to use the cardstock today because I'm not building on an actual page because I'm not sure exactly which photos I'm going to use on this just yet. So bear with me here. We need to pick some designer sheets. We need 3 designer sheets of paper to go ahead and cut our designs out of. And I'm going to use this one, which has the watermelon seeds on one side and the cute flip-flops on the other. That's going to be one of my papers. I'm going to also use this one right here on the end, which has all of the words: summer, adventures, swim, sunshine, sun rays for days, relaxing, warmth. We're going to actually be punching a sandcastle out of this. So that's kind of why I chose this one, because it's more of a sandy kind of a color. It also has these pretty sunshines on the back, but I don't think we're going to use those in the design we're doing today. And I'm also going to use this one that has the dandelions in it, not because of the dandelions, but because I wanted some more green in my page. So I'm going to go ahead and use that as well, because we're going to have blue with our cardstock. So let me just set the rest of these aside here real quick and grab my trimmer. Oh, no, actually, I beg your pardon. We're going to punch first. So grab your Border Maker cartridge system, and we are going to use the new Sandcastles punch, which is super cute. It looks like this. If you can see that reflection. There, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to use the Sandcastle punch. I'm going to load that up. Let me grab my paper arm here. Okay, there we go. That's ready. All right. So first off, we are going to go ahead and punch 2 borders using this paper right here, the one with all the words. And I'm going to make sure my words are going the right direction, just in case we can read them. I'm not sure we're going to be able to with this design, but you never know. So, and let's see. Yeah, that's right. So you just want to make sure that your words are going the right direction. So I can read them. I can read them like this. That's correct. So when I punch them, as my punch is coming in this way, my sandcastle will be upright and be able to, we could read the words if the punch is big enough. So we're just going to go ahead and run through and punch 2 rows of this cute sandcastle. That is really cute. One. Throw that away in my trash bin down there. All right, and let me just consult my instructions and see if it tells us how much paper we need for that. It doesn't really say. Let's see. Punch 2 borders and cut at the 1-inch mark. So we are going to need our trimmer. We're going to trim those at 1 inch. So grab your trimmer. This will enable us to punch the other one appropriately so they can both be the same. So we're going to put our flags right here at the 1-inch mark. It's that bold line, and make sure that this edge is bumped up to a bumper either at the bottom or the top. That way it will be straight. I'm just noticing here that some of the words on this are upside down. So if you print it, or if you punch it the other direction, you should be okay, because some of the words are already upside down. So that works. I hadn't noticed that before. All right, so we're going to put the paper in one more time and punch one more strip. Now, when you punch with your border maker, you can go forward, you can go back, you can go horizontal, you can use your left hand, because I know my son is left-handed, so he would probably do this completely different than I do, simply because it's easier to go the other direction. And this is made so you can go whichever direction is most comfortable for you. So that's really, really a cool feature. All right. So let's see, we're going to trim this one at 1 inch also. There we go. So those are both the same. All right, now, since we already have this one and we're in our trimmer, let's go ahead and cut this one the rest of the way. So this one is going to be a 4 1/4. So I'm gonna measure it at 4 1/4 up here on my trimmer, which is the bold line just beyond 4 inches. I love to use my grid because it helps me keep my paper straight, even when I may have gotten excited and cut something wonky. It helps me kind of get back in line, so to speak. All right, we are going to need our arm also because we're going to cut this one at 6 inches. So this is going to be a mat for a photo. So we've got those, and we're going to set those up there, just kind of to the side. Then we're going to use another sheet here, and we're going to cut it at 4 1/4 again. This time we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut these at 5 1/4. So 5 1/4, just a slightly different size photo mat. If you would rather cut your photo mats so they're all the same, be my guest. Completely up to you. All right, so there's another photo mat. We'll set that over there. This remaining strip is going to be, it should be 1 1/4 inches. So let's just check it out. We'll measure it and see. Yeah, it is. It's 1 1/4 inches. Very good. That means I did something right. Okay, and then we're going to turn this, and we're going to cut each of these into, we need 2 4-inch strips. So I'm just going to cut 2 4-inch strips real quick of this. And you should end up with 1 4-inch strip and a slightly wider at 4 1/4 inch strip. These are extra pieces. So set those aside so that you don't get them confused with the 2 4-inch strips that we need for our design. Okay, I'm just gonna set those up there. All right, then we're going to grab our green grass, okay? And this we're going to cut at, cut 2 pieces at 1 1/4. So I'm going to measure on this side of my my measure. I'm sorry, I'm in a rush today. I'm going to measure using this side of my trimmer. And the reason is because if you're ever needing to cut anything that is less than 2 inches, so about 1 3/4 or less, it's always better to have the bulk of your paper up against a bumper so that it can stay straight. You will be more happy with the cuts that you make, and everything will go much more smoothly, especially if you're putting together a design like this, if your cuts are straight. So just like in quilting, measure twice, cut once. That's kind of the same rule. You want to make sure that everything is as straight as you can. So this one's going to be 1 1/4. And we're going to cut 2 of them. So I'm going to slide it over to 1 1/4. We're going to cut there. And I'm going to slide it over again to 1 1/4. And we're going to cut there. All right. Then we also need 2 strips that are 1 1/2. So we're going to slide it over again to 1 1/2. Which is just the next line over, and cut there, and slide it over again to 1 1/2, and cut there. All right. And then the rest of this paper is extra. So I'm going to set that aside so that it's not in the way. Okay. Then what we're going to need is our last sheet of paper. And so this is the one with the flip-flops on one side and the watermelon on the other side. All right, so I'm going to cut this one so that my flip-flops are running horizontally. All right, so not vertically like this, but horizontally. And the reason is because the pieces are going to go horizontal on my page. So I'm going to turn them this way and my flip-flops will be going up, which is what I want. All right, so we're going to cut this one at 3 3/4, which means we have to use this side of the trimmer because I don't have enough room on the other side to measure that amount. So 3 3/4. There's one. I'm going to do another one at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Go. There's 2. All right, now I need 2 1/2-inch pieces. So I'm gonna again switch to measuring on this side, and my 1/2-inch mark is this very first grid line is my 1/2-inch mark, which makes it so easy to cut a 1/2-inch piece. All right, so 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. We need 2 of those. 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. All right, so then what we should have left is a piece that is 3 1/2 inches, and pretty darn close. Yeah, so now we're going to use this, and we're going to make 2 squares that are each 3 1/2 inches. So I'm going to turn mine horizontally, and I'm going to cut a piece that is 3 1/2 inches. And another piece that is 3 1/2 inches. And then this is your extra piece, so set that aside. Okay, these 2 squares, since we still have our trimmer out, we're going to stack them on top of each other, and we're going to make triangles with them. All right, so turn them so that you have angle to angle. Those points are going to line up on your cutting line. So you know, if you're using a CM trimmer, this 12-inch trimmer that I have, that your cutting line is the left-hand dotted line, if you can still see the dotted line, or that groove where you've been cutting. And you're going to line up each point of the diagonal points of that square on that cutting line, okay? And we're going to hold it very carefully and close your arm over it. Hold the paper with this hand and cut corner to corner. All right. And then you have 4 triangles. All right, perfect. Okay, we are done with cutting for now. So I'm going to set my trimmer up here and get it out of the way. And we are going to start building our page. Now, the first thing we're going to do is work on these sandcastles. So set everything else just kind of to the side. Get your 1 1/4 pieces that you cut. These 2 that were at 1 1/4, not the 1 1/2. All right, and you're going to need some repositionable adhesive. That's the green one. All right, and we're going to adhere these sandcastles along the edge of each of these pieces, just right along the edge like that. Okay, so we're going to use our repositionable adhesive so we can get those flags down so they don't stick up. Okay, and again, I don't run it all the way across and cover every little inch. You don't need to do that. But if you have little pieces like these little flags sticking up, I'm going to try to do better about making this more in the middle of the screen. Okay, so if you have these little pieces that are sticking up right like this, I usually try to hit those with my adhesive just so that they don't accidentally bend as you are getting it onto your page, or when you're putting your page protector on, because they're not glued down. But I didn't hit every single one when I put my adhesive on. I only did these tall ones. So I did each end, and then I did kind of a diagonal strip of adhesive for the tall sandcastles to get that tall flag in there. So my short flags, they're just going to have to to behave and not get caught on things. All right, so we're going to do the same thing over here on this second one. And then I always do the end. All right. Just rub off any extra of that repositionable adhesive that gets on your mat or your work surface. Always good to keep a clean work surface. All right, so here's our second one. Okay, perfect. All right, so now what we are going to do is we're going to get our trimmer back out. I forgot we needed to trim these. And so let me just grab that real quick. It's right here. All right, so we're going to do some fun stuff with these. So we are going to cut these. And let me just double check and consult my instructions so I don't lead you astray. So we need to cut these at 6 inches. So I'm going to just stack mine together because I find it easier to just cut once instead of a bazillion times. Oops, I need my arm out so we can make sure it's 6 inches for sure. Okay, so 6 inches. And all my edges are tucked in. Everything is stacked nicely. All right, so we're going to cut that 6 inches. Okay, now we have 4 of these at 6 inches. And we're going to cut angles off of the corners. All right, and the reason is because we're going to make essentially a triangle. So if you've ever done any framing, that's kind of what we're doing here. We're going to use our trimmer. We're going to use this 45-degree angle line right here, and we're going to trim the corners of these pieces. All right, so I'm going to turn this over because I want my angle to start at this corner right here. I want it to start down here and go up this way. So I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to align this edge with my 45-degree line that is handily already printed on my trimmer. So just line it up like that really carefully. Then make sure that this point where we want to start our cut is in line with your cutting zone. And then start from the top and cut off that corner just like that. All right, and set it aside. Now, this corner over here, we want to be the opposite. So we're going to start at the base of the sandcastle and cut forward. So we're going to flip it over or around so that the base of the sandcastle is along our 45-degree angle line. The corner we're starting our cut from is on our cutting line, and we're going to trim that corner off. All right. And set that aside. We're going to do that 3 more times. All right, so bear with me here. This is scrapbooking in real time as I try to do, and I try to do that for a couple of different reasons. I'm trying to do that so that you get a more realistic view of how long it's going to take you to do this layout. And you know, in truth, it's also because I just don't want to have to edit a bunch of stuff. Feels like more work for me because I am not super great at IT by nature. So this allows you to see in real time how long it takes to do a layout. And if you want to speed up to, you know, when I'm done with this, be my guest. One more and we are good to go. All right, let's see. Okay. So now we have our 4 corners, and that should be all the trimming we need to do, honest and for true. Okay, so I'm gonna get my base pieces out. Now what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and lay this out so that I can see what it's gonna look like and try to make a decision if this is what I want or if there's anything I want to change slightly. Okay, so these pieces do not go right along the edge. They go slightly in from the edge, just about maybe 1/8 of an inch. So those pieces go there. We're going to grab our watermelon corner. We're going to flip it so the watermelon side is up, and that corner is going to go right in there and make a perfect triangle if we cut it right. All right, we're going to take our 1/2 inch piece, and our 1/2 inch piece is going to go across the top with our fun and fancy flip-flops. All right, then we're going to take our 1.5 inch piece, and you can decide, you can use this side with the yellow, you can use this side with the green. I think I'm gonna go with the yellow just to add some brightness to my page. And then we're going to put our flip-flops, our big flip-flop strip on top of that. Okay, so lots of color to this layout. All right, and then what we're going to do is once we have these down, we'll proceed. So let's go ahead and adhere these pieces onto our cardstock. And I'm going to grab my permanent adhesive and just get these put on here real quick. You don't have to worry about which way your flip-flops are going because they will be happy either way. All right, and then we're going to flip this one over and get some adhesive on here. I think my wanting to use the yellow is more an aversion to the dandelions on the other side. Do you get dandelions in your yard? They're kind of the bane of my existence for my garden, so I avoid them at all costs. All right, come on now. This is all right, there we go. These pages are going to be perfect for summer adventures. All right, now I hope you didn't throw your corners away because those are actually going to be used in our layout some more. So make sure you didn't throw those away. I use my repositionable tape on anything that's got, or tape, I always call it tape, it's not tape, it's dots, but anyway. I use my repositionable adhesive on anything that's got a point like this because it's so much easier to just run that right off the edge and make sure that you get good adherence on that point so it stays down and doesn't get caught on things. So I love this repositionable adhesive. I came out with this, I was so excited. Okay, so we're going to put our corners together just like we cut them. Hopefully everything is straight. All right, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and get this watermelon put down. So you'll notice, looking at this, that I have pieces that are slightly longer on each end here, but don't worry about that because you can cover that up with an embellishment or something like that if it really is drastically different and bothers you. So just go ahead and put it on there and it'll work. Okay. Now we have another watermelon piece that's going to go on over here. If you have a grid sheet that you're working on, this is where it can come in handy. So I'm going to visually try to line up the bottom of my watermelon with a line on my mat and try to keep my layout straight. I keep my layout straight and I know where the bottom of that watermelon is, then it's easier for me to line up this side of the watermelon square so that it is at exactly the same place as over here. All right, so there we go. Now we're going to take the little 4x4 square that you had up here and some precision point scissors, and we're going to make a cute little flag that's going to come off. So I want my words to show, so I'm going to go ahead and put my flag on the outside edge. You just fold your paper corner to corner. So my fold is here, my corner is here. Let's see, over the blue, that's easier to see. There you go. And then you just go ahead and snip it off from however deep you want your flag to be, and make sure that it ends at the corner of your paper. There you go. Or you can start from the corner of your paper and cut towards the center. That might be actually easier. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece. And this piece goes just up here, slightly over your flip-flops, but not too far. Okay. All right. So now what you're going to do is go ahead and grab a couple of these corners. And if you use repositionable adhesive, you can just go ahead and take the sure, easier said than done, Kim. My nails are not wanting to help me. Okay, there we go. You can just take that little bit of sandcastle off the back so that you don't have that added bulk. But we're going to take and add this to our watermelon, just right there in the corner. Okay, so I don't have a sandcastle on this one, so I'm good. This one's going to go there. That one's going to go there. That draws the yellow, a little more of the yellow color down to the end. Leave a border slightly around it. Go. All right, now we can put our mats on this page. And this mat is going to go vertically right here. And this mat, oops, sorry, one of the long ones is going to go horizontally right here. And we have another corner we're going to add on. So grab another one of your corners that you cut. and have that ready to go. Okay, I'm going to, as usual, just go ahead and adhere my mats with just a little bit of repositionable adhesive, because I never know exactly what I'm going to use my pages for, and I don't want to have these permanently affixed in, as a horizontal photo, and then have nothing but vertical photos to put in here. So this helps me just a little bit be able to arrange my page just a little bit better. All right, and then this, according to our project recipe, this is flush down here. I don't know if I like that, but I think I'm going to go with it just for now. So we're going to leave that there. And then if you don't like it, you can always adjust it to how you like it. And then this corner goes right up here. All right. Now, if you're going to put a photo in here, what you could do is just put adhesive on this back corner and then adhere it down when you put a photo in there over the top, because this one does go over the top of your photo. Same with this one down here. So just be mindful of what you're going to use it for. If you already know your photos that you're going to use on this page, then go ahead and put them on, and this corner would go over the photo. This is cut in a 4x4, and this one over here is a normal size photo, and they do overlap somewhat. I don't have my, shoot, I'm so sorry. I don't have my photo stencils. Let me just cut a couple for you really quick so you can see what I mean, because otherwise it's kind of hard to guess. So I'm just going to cut . We're going to do 4x4, and we're going to do 4x6. So let me just put my arm out here real quick. This is handy too if you have these, if you have some extra cardstock that you're not sure what you're going to do with. It doesn't matter what color it is. Turn it into a little stencil like this, and then you can easily tell which size photo is going to work where. Okay, so let me just grab a marker real quick and I will mark these so that we know. This one is 4x6. This one is 4x6. This one is 4x4. And so is this one 4x4. All right. Now you can see. I'll show you. So this one would go right here like this. And then, oh, you know what? I led you astray. Grab your all-purpose tool, and we're going to move this triangle down just a little bit. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought it did look odd to me too, but I was going with where I thought my instructions were leading me. Okay. So we're just going to move that down about 3/4 of an inch. All right. So then what you have is room for a photo, a 4x6 photo to go here, and a 4x4 photo to go here. And they are slightly overlapped. Do you see how they overlap by about 3/8 of an inch there? And depending on how you lay this out, you might have more or less of an overlap, or you might have none at all. If you want to move this triangle all the way out to the edge, then you would conceivably not have any of this 4x4 photo not showing. Or if you would rather, you can lay this one on top And then you're not missing any of the 4x4 and you're only missing a little bit of the edge of the 4x6 over here. Makes sense? I hope that makes sense. Sorry, I was a little unprepared for that, but we rectified it quickly. Let's do our other side and then we'll put some embellishments on these pages. All right, so bear with me here. And maybe I will figure out also how to speed up the video so you don't have to watch me assemble this other page. Okay, so you want these corners to be at the same level. So take your already finished side and just add it or layer it just over, line it up with the side you're working on. You can either put it edge to edge or just over the top, whichever works best for you. And then go ahead and make this even so it's the same on both sides. All right. Because you don't want one side higher than the other unless you have a specific need to do that based on the photos that you're going to put on here. You might want to adjust this, but to make the layout symmetrical, this is what you would need to do. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and add our extra triangles. And putting that together took 5 minutes because we had all of the pieces together. So, I mean, all the pieces already cut and put together. So all we needed to do was just glue them in very, very quick. When you're building just a mirror image page, things do go quick. Assembly is fast and easy. Okay. I need to make my other flag. Oh, come here. All right, so I'm going to fold this outer edge. Put my corners together. I'm actually going to flip it this time and cut it the other way just to show you. So now I'm cutting from my corner into the fold. Make my flag. Super fast and easy. There's lots of different ways you can cut a flag, but if you want to just be fast and you're not concerned about measurements and all kinds of other things. My cardstock is off by a smidgen. Can you see that right there? Huh, okay then. Well, the rest of my page will be fine. That's strange though. It'll be all right. All right, so there's that. Now I have my last two mats to go ahead and put on. So I'm gonna put this one even with this one. Slide it out there. This one, again, flush with the bottom, roughly 3/8 of an inch from the other mat over here. Okay, and then I need another corner. For this corner right here. All right, so there's our double page layout. Now we need to go ahead and add some embellishments. So I'm just gonna, just for the fun of it, I'm just gonna go ahead and lay on these templates that I made just a second ago. So you can see what it will look like with these size photos added. All right, so there's that. Okay, and then we've got the two photos up here. And we've got our banner in the center. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's make some clusters, as it were. And if you've watched my other videos, you know that clusters are usually made with 3 items, usually something with words, and then as a decorative item, and then maybe just a small accent for color. So let's see, I'm gonna do, let's do summer vacation as one. That'll be our words for one. And what do we want to add to summer vacation? Summer vacation. It says summer vacation to me. Maybe a chair hanging out. Maybe a sun. Let's do a sunshine. So we have some nice bright yellow. Okay, and where am I going to put this? So let's consider that. Where is this going to go? I think I'm going to put one here, or possibly down here, maybe here. How do I want the eye to flow across my page? We need kind of a triangle. So I think I'm going to put one right here, and we'll maybe put a small one right here in the center, or maybe right here. Okay, let's see. So summer vacation, we've got the sun, got a sun, we'll stick behind there. Sorry, I'm trying to learn to do better about working in the middle of my table to allow you to see better. All right, so we're just going to add a little ball to that, beach ball. And mine are really sticky, so bear with me a second. I'm just going to stick these on my pants to kind of add a little bit of lint, make them maybe a little less sticky. Sometimes it takes more than once to get a little bit of fragments of something on there so it's not quite so sticky. All right, that's better. All right, so we're going to get our foam squares. Mine are still kind of stuck together from my trip. I just got back from conference, the Creative Minds Conference in Minnesota, which was so fun. Our home office spoiled us rotten. And we got all kinds of fantastic stuff to share with you. So keep watching the videos that are coming up, because there's going to be some beautiful, beautiful paper and beautiful, beautiful layouts coming your way. All right, because these are so small, I'm adding just a ton of them because I don't want my design to sink in the center. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this guy right here. We're going to, let's do every summer has a story. And what else can we do with that one? We have sandcastles on our page. Let's use this cute little sand pail right here. That's cute. Maybe build it like that. Actually, I'm gonna kind of bring it down right here. All right, and let's use, this is always the hardest part for me. Is this the hardest part for you? It's always the hardest part for me, I think, because I want to make sure I'm making good use of my stickers, and I'm not just willy-nilly throwing them on a page. And so then I'm like extra careful about how I'm using them, and it just takes me a bit more thought than it probably should. As my husband might say, I obsess a little bit more than I probably should over how to go about these kinds of things. All right, let me grab some stickies, some foam squares, best thing ever. So fun to add dimension to your page. If you've never tried foam squares, you should definitely try foam squares. They really add a lot. You wouldn't think that one little tiny thing would make that huge of a difference, but it really does. I think it really does. All right, so that one's going to go there. Every summer has a story, summer vacation. Now we just need kind of a small one for the center. So what else should we add? Maybe some sunscreen. Let's just add some sunscreen. And maybe some flowers. We could put some flowers on there. Or we could put these cute ones right here that say June, July, and August. Let's see how we can make that work. June. So we'll make this one be up here, June. July. You know, when I was in school in California, we always went to school until the middle of June. I'm doing this. There we go. Let's do like that. And then usually we started school back then the day after Labor Day was our first day of school. Having been a military family now for so many years, we've learned that the rest of the world doesn't really do it that way. The rest of the United States, and even when you're stationed overseas, everybody's out by Memorial Day, like before Memorial Day is your last day of school. So I don't know what's weird about California, but we just kind of, as my husband would say, we get the shaft, sort of. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put this one right here, but I'm going to pop it up with pop dots because that way I can still fit a photo underneath it. Give me a second. It's not wanting to come off my pants. Come on, help me out here. There we go. So I'm going to try to avoid putting anything underneath this center section where the photo is going to go. I'm only going to put them kind of on the outside. I don't know if you can see that, but kind of on the outside edge is where I'm going to put them. And just hope that they don't end up sticking where they shouldn't be sticking. All right. So that one's going to go right here, right on the corner of that. And then what I also want to do, just for some fun, is I want to add a sticker or something across my banner right here. So we've got these stickers we could add. We've got kind of like the sunshine. That would be super easy. We could do the sunshine, or we could do one of our laser embellishments or laser borders right here. We could put one of these across. Whoops, because I totally ruined what I have laid out. Good, Kim. All right, let's see. There we go. Let's get those set back where they need to be. Let me just move this up here a bit. And then we can kind of see what our options are. We've got our sunglasses. We've got suns. And we've got water stuff. We've got grass. We've got sunshine and clouds. We've got flip-flops. The flip-flops are super cute. And they're yellow and green on one side and blue and red on the other side. So this would be perfect for like 4th of July. And then we've got popsicles that are in the red on the back, or the orange and blue and yellow on the front. So, what are we gonna do? Let's see. I don't think I want to do the water one because this layout doesn't really address water. And I don't think I want this one with the clouds because we're talking about sunshine here. Maybe this one would be good, except it's going to be quite long. I could shorten it. Maybe that's what we'll do. I kind of like that. I think that's really pretty. Okay, so let's do those sunshines. All right, and I'm going to use my precision cut scissors to go ahead and trim off. I think I'm going to do 4. I'm going to do 4 on either side. So I'm just going to go 1. No, wait, is it 4? No, I beg your pardon. It's 5. I totally counted wrong. Okay, so 5. We're going to do 5 little suns on each side, and I'm just going to kind of cut them, trim them a little bit, so they'll go right in the middle of my banner right here. Now, if you have a title for your page, the banner would be the perfect place to go ahead and put your title for your page. I don't have a title for my page just now, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this. We'll turn that around like so. All right, so that'll go right there. All right, I think we're about there, folks. All right. So here is our Sunrays for Days project recipe layout. I hope you made it to the end of this one with me, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching and seeing how this was put together. I hope you're able to do it for yourself so that you can have fun with this cute sandcastle punch down here and some of the beautiful colors that are so bright and sunshiny for this. Wishing you many more creative moments in your life, and I hope you have a fantastic summer. And we'll be coming back with more videos just like this for you in the future. So please tune back in, and I hope that it helps you. Thanks so much.